Hi, I'm Madeline and I didn't go to school.
Hello, I'm Alexander Banks and I like to chew without my false teeth in because it hardens my gums.
And this is something to talk about.
Today we'll be discussing school things.
Yeah.
See, okay, hang on, just pause. Do you see this bit right here? This, which is basically just fuzz at this point.
No, because I just have this really cute little ribbon.
But then I turn around and it's like...
Oh yeah!
I like ringlets and that's just, it's like a cloud. My own personal flurry.
From this angle, you're like a Greek statue.
I'm like
kind of
David.
transfixed. You are.
Yeah.
You are, but better proportion.
Yes, and also I'm well hung.
That's what I meant by being better
Oh,
proportion.
okay. I have been to 9 different schools.
Really?
Yeah, 9
9?
different schools across 2 different countries.
You're so extra.
What about you? Explain.
What is this? I didn't go to school. I was home educated.
Amen.
I kind of taught myself. Like everyone assumes that homeschool means your parents are like your teachers.
Yes.
Obviously they're there as they, to discipline you and make sure you do actually do the work. And my parents were really good though because they let me kind of follow. Like, look, if I was inquisitive into something, they'd let me like follow that path.
That's good. That's like a really healthy.
It was a really good way to learn, and then it was kind of when I got into that GCSE that started killing my joy. Did you enjoy school?
No. I was a really bad student. In South Africa, your attendance had to be 30% to not be expelled.
That's so low though.
It is very low, right? Anyway, what was my attendance rate? 30%.
30%.
30%.
Minimum requirement.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I still passed with a 60% grade. If only I had had the tools required to reach my potential. Unfortunately, school doesn't give you those tools. I was that kid that was always gone at break because he was somewhere smoking. We used to climb up into the roof of the auditorium.
To smoke?
To smoke, because
That's so dangerous.
it was incredibly dangerous. We had to
Bad
walk along
boy.
like a single plank to get to the
my
bit where you could
God.
stand and walk around. It was like a whole different schooling environment. We used to smoke in class in our book bags.
You're exhaling like into your bag.
Yeah, 100%. We'd have a lit cigarette in,
Oh my God.
in our bag.
Could you smell it? Surely the smell would still get out.
100% you smell it. But like, what are they going to do? They can't see. I once went for a cigarette in the school bathroom. There was like other kids having cigarettes in there. As I went into the bathroom, I saw a prefect coming towards the bathroom and she made eye contact with me. And I was like, ooh, it's about to go down. So I ran into the bathroom and I shouted at everybody, prefect coming, prefect coming. It was chaos. It was the equivalent of like a bank robbery and then the police all coming, like unexpectedly.
But the school version.
Yeah.
So, like a lot less dramatic.
As I stepped out of the bathroom, she was like, did you smoke? And I went, no, of course I didn't. And she asked me to blow my breath in her face as a test, yeah. So I blew, and I kid you not, she stood there and she went, she actually recoiled.
And that's her own fault. You don't
It
ask
is
someone
her-
to
you don't
blow
ask
their
someone to-
breath in
right?
your face
How rude.
unless you're prepared that it's not going to be fragrant.
How rude. Not only was she a little tattletailing bitch snitch, but she was also
Just rude.
just rude. I also sold cigarettes in high school. I was a
Told
proper
you you were a
dealer.
dealer.
Yep.
Skinhead.
They called me Ajax. That was my street cred name. I'd make 10 rand profit per box. Per box, right?
Amazing.
It was a really good business model. When I eventually got caught, the accounting teacher, who was also the disciplinarian, in my hearing to see what they were going to do about me, she said, yeah, Alexander, it's actually a really good business idea. It's just a shame it's illegal.
Have you sold cigarettes since?
No, I didn't at school. Even a lower level criminal knows that when you're hot, you know, when the heat is up, you know,
I know what that means.
You have to lie low. In year 9, we had a business day where everybody could bring in baked goods from home. They sold it to the rest of the school. And this one kid decided to add weed into half of his muffins, and he would put a toothpick in the ones that had weed in. His partner, though, did not know.
Oh.
Yeah, what an idiot. His partner then sold a weed muffin to a prefect. Okay.
That's hilarious. Did they
Like-
know what it was? Did they,
We don't know.
worked
It was all covered in shadows and secrecy, as everything is in school. But the kid did eventually get expelled, not because he sold the weed muffins, but because they did a drug test on him and found like every kind of drug. So
Nice.
yeah, I occasionally smoke something a bit stronger than cigarettes. But sometimes we'd smoke before school. One day, me and a friend had smoked, and we arrived for class, and her uniform was really rough. So the teacher looked at her and she said, why do you have a safety pin holding your trousers together? And this friend, she literally looked at the teacher and she looked at me and she went, do you think she knows I'm high? It was one of the funniest things.
Oh God! The worst thing I ever did like that in college was I'd have earphones in, but like under my hair. So I'd like have it down like the back of your jumper, because sometimes they'd ask to check.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
yeah.
show me, and you'd be like, and there's nothing there.
For detention, they would check thoroughly. So kids used to wire their headphones.
Oh, yeah, and then you sit like
Yeah,
this?
and then you sit like this in detention.
Oh.
And then we moved back to England, and basically I had to do like most of my schooling again just because my qualifications didn't count. I made a decision, a life choice, that I was gonna redo everything, do it properly. I was a proper teacher's pet. You know, they sometimes separate the class into groups and you have to choose one and then debate against the other. I would run from one group to the other group because no one in my...
Oh, no!
Yeah, 100%. I would run and I would answer both. No one else was sticking up their hand. And I was like, well, if you're not gonna participate, then I'll participate for you. The next year, I was liked so much by one of my teachers that I babysat her kids.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I almost babysat her kids as well.
Yeah, we were in that group.
And then someone else did it.
Yeah, me, because I was more trusted, more responsible, and just generally more liked. You're lovely though, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
In college, did you ever have a crush on a teacher?
No, you know my teachers were in college, and no, I really did not.
Weren't. I had a like a proper fantasy about my natural sciences teacher, for him to catch me smoking in the bathroom and then to punish me. Would you go to a school reunion?
I think so. I think it'd be really interesting to see where everyone's ended up. And I do genuinely feel quite good about how I've kind of felt how far I've come since like school and college and everything.
Yeah.
So would you go for a college reunion?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
I wouldn't go for a college reunion. Maybe if it was just my teachers. I really like my teachers. But no, students absolutely not. And high school, definitely not. Like, I don't care whether I'm doing better than you or you're doing better than me. I don't like you.
You just don't want to see you
I
again.
don't like them enough to care. I just don't care. So no, I won't go. School is nothing like the real world, at all. Some people say it's a microcosm. It's not. The only thing that school teaches you is how to sit through something you don't want to sit through for your own good.
And like obey figures of authority for completely meaningless reasons, which prepares you very well for the job market. Thank you for watching, and thank you for joining us on this journey. And don't forget, when it comes to studying, it's not motivation but discipline which will help you achieve your goals.
And also, just imagine what a world would look like without anger, without negativity, without cankles.
Don't forget to subscribe and to ring the bell so you don't miss it.
See you next time, folks!